Information Station 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. I've been looking forward to this interview. I'm just so fascinated by the topic covered in the book titled The Energies of Love, Keys to a Fulfilling Partnership. It is written by our next two guests, Donna Eden and David Feinstein. I hope I pronounced David's last name correctly. Well, I hope I pronounced Donna's last name correctly, too. There was one thing I wanted to say to introduce them to you and the topic to you. There's a video, and I've seen this actually a few times, and there's like a black square piece of cardboard or whatever, and somebody puts salt or sand or something on it, and then they vibrate it with these different frequencies, and these amazing patterns are formed by the sand, and you've probably seen this. And we've heard forever that I don't know if it was Tesla and probably philosophers, and I believe even Edgar Casey had said that we're all in some form or another a vibration of some sort, right? Yeah, it's kind of hard to get you, and it's hard to grasp it. And if you grasp it, it's even harder to understand how to use it. There was this guy with the, I think it was up in Canada, was it the frequency machine, the Royce, what was his name again? Royce,
oh gosh,
I can't remember. But anyway, the whole idea was that you could cure things with vibrations, you could change things with vibrations, and on a really easy to understand level. No, it wasn't the tens.
Okay.
But that might have been part of that too.
Yeah.
But in a real easy to understand application of this, I can remember as a kid thinking that if I ever get into a fight with that other kid, and one of my other friends can just put on some real powerful music, it'll make me stronger. And then on the contrary, I thought, well, please don't put on any circus music because it'll just be a goofy fight. And I really thought that somehow I would be affected by the music.
Uh-huh.
In the song, what was that song by Klaatu? And I know the Carpenters covered it. Calling Occupants.
That's it.
I know it's a weird reference right now, but they say in the opening line of the song, they say, in your mind you have, I'm almost singing it, in your mind you have the capacity to form and transmit thought energy far beyond the norm.
Yeah.
And they're talking about, communicating with extraterrestrials or something. But I still think that line is probably true.
Sure.
We've been taught that we are hardwired. I know I am. I look out this window and I see young women. I realize that I may be 60, but there's a hard wiring working on me. And then you hear people say you can be rewired. You can actually go back and then undo this. That's part of what is talked about in this book, the energies of love. Oh, and the application of all of that to relationships is where this takes us. And I just think that is so useful if we can figure out how to do it. And that's what this book is going to help us with. Donna Eden and David Feinstein, I hope you didn't mind my long intro. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, Larry.
That was amazing because that's the sort of stuff we usually say.
Oh, is it really? Okay.
You did it for us.
Well, are you a couple?
We're a couple. We've been married, we've been together 37 years.
Okay, excellent.
And so we are a couple. And we survived when nobody thought we could possibly survive because we were so incompatible. But we used energy, the medicine, the tools of energy to get us compatible. And I think that's what so many therapies around relationships, why they aren't as good as they ought to be, is because they do not encompass the energy tools as well. Because it's about energy. When your energy is good with somebody, or when it's bad, or when it's off, or you just can't quite connect, and you can't get on the same wavelength. And so this teaches you how to do that.
Okay, well, I'm all ears.
I always had a kind of psychological view of our relationship and trying to understand it in the early days. And when we'd be in trouble, I'd approach it from my background. But Donna, from childhood, has been able to see energy like an X-ray machine.
Yeah, I was reading that. I see.
It's amazing.
So you're more of a scientist. You're a psychologist, right? And Donna, are you? What do we? You're a healer. It says here, an energy healer.
What do you call me?
That almost sounds like I don't know what that sounds. It sounds like Jesus. It sounds like you put your hands on somebody and heal them.
Well, you know what? I have never met anybody in my entire life who did not have the capability of healing another person. We have just not been taught in our culture, and it's the most natural thing. Energy medicine is the oldest, most organic, the most natural medicine there is, and it's what our ancestors used for millions of years because it was the only thing they had going. You know, they really learned to feel the energy, and if it's not turned off when you're a baby, it'll stay on that ability to be able to see energy. So it's ours. We just have to reclaim it again.
So who are we? Are we Americans? Are we all humans? Are there some cultures on this planet that still do this? I mean, I don't know how to do this.
But that's because nobody talked about it when you were a baby. You know, you've got to keep it alive because there's so much to learn as a baby that ability goes dormant. But if you have a mom or a dad or somebody else still talking about the energies around you and what color do you see and all of that, it'll stay alive.
Does that happen to you?
What's the most interesting? It happened to me, and it happened to my brother and my sister, who are in a totally different field. And I mean, my brother.
Oh, David, you must have fun on Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Stories you can tell.
All right. Where are the two? Where are you guys? Where are you? You're together, obviously.
Right now we're in San Diego.
In San Diego. Okay. Well, thank you for getting up early. And I need to point out there's a delay, it sounds like, and it's making it seem like I'm talking over you, and I don't mean to do that intentionally, so I apologize for that.
Oh, okay.
That's my energy. Just in case I didn't want to be ticking you off by speaking over you, but how do you feel? I mean, am I too late? I'm almost 60. Can I learn this?
Well, one of the things I've seen, I've been teaching this for 37 years now, and I have seen people, it's like recapture that ability. It's like it's just dormant inside you, and it can come back alive. But you got to be active in it. You got to learn the language of energy because it will change your life. It's the most important, most valuable, most wonderful thing you can possibly learn because you'll know how to get your vitality back if you lose it, or how to snap out of a bad mood, or you can when your energy gets off, everything gets off.
It's the basis of health.
It's the basis of health.
So what Donna's career has been teaching people who don't see energy how to actually begin to work effectively with the energies in their bodies, and now she's trained, at this point, 897 certified practitioners who have gone through 2 years of training. And what's interesting is many of them, if not most, did not really have a sensory experience of energy, but it opens up. For most of them, it opens up that they begin to feel it. But some begin to see it, some begin to taste it, some begin to smell it. It comes in different sensory modes depending on what's dominant for them. And what's interesting in our couples work is that a person's energetic core sets a lot for their physical reality. So if you can go to that energetic infrastructure, which is invisible, which Western science doesn't really talk about very much, that you can begin to realize how partners really differ energetically, and that's the basis of a lot of communication difficulties. That's the basis of a lot of mismatch that happens. And by understanding your own energy core and your partners, you can begin to build bridges in ways that language doesn't normally allow you to build bridges.
Wow. David,
that's
and
part of what we teach people.
David and Donna, we have to take a little break, and I apologize for that, but we have to do the weather in a couple of commercials. But I think you've given us a great setup, so when we come back, we'll get the details on this. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A mix of sun and clouds today with a thunderstorm around mainly during the afternoon hours, high 88 to 92. But partly cloudy tonight. There can be a shower or thunderstorm in spots near the coast, low 71 to 75. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a passing shower or thunderstorm, especially in the afternoon, high 87 to 91. On Friday, times of sun and clouds with a shower or thunderstorm, high again 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
You hear a lot of announcements on WOCA, but you don't want to miss this one. The Salvation Army Church Indoor Yard Sale is happening on Saturday, September 6th from 8 a.m. till 1 p.m., and everything is priced to move. Over 5 truckloads of Christmas items, clothing, furniture, knickknacks, and books. Doors open at 8 a.m., and there will be a little of everything. Go to 2901 Northeast 14th Street here in Ocala. Thank you for supporting the Salvation Army programs.
Across the nation, people are stepping up. They're leading the way and walking to end Alzheimer's, the 6th leading cause of death in the nation. Together, we can reclaim the future. Walk to end Alzheimer's. Start a team. Join a team. Go to alz.org.
The walk is at Tuscaloosa Park, September 6th at 8 a.m. This message sponsored by Camelot Chateau, a breath of fresh air in assisted living.
Got a garden, and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
All right, thank you for waiting through the break. 17 minutes after 9 o'clock. Now we're going to get to the nitty-gritty of all of this. The book, again, that we're talking about it's large. It's like a textbook. It's called The Energies of Love, Keys to a Fulfilling Partnership. It kind of had the groundwork laid down for us by the authors of the book, Donna Eden and David Feinstein. And it sounds like energy can heal, and I'm assuming this means both physical as well as emotional and everything in between. But it looks like this is more about human relationships, healing human relationships, especially with people you love. I'd like to heal some relationships with people we don't love. I mean, right now the world would be so much better if we could somehow do that. David and Donna, thank you both for waiting through the break. David, am I saying your last name correctly?
You are, Larry. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
It seems that your book is just a great read, and the main message I got away from it is that you help people have a personality adjustment, because that's one of the scariest things, is for someone to recognize that if they're an introvert, they need to be an extrovert, and they need to have the courage to move forward.
Well, that touches into it, but it's even. I mean, it's very big, but it also gets simple when you get the insight and the understanding about it. Very few things in my life have ever brought such enlightenment my way as deeply understanding the energies in myself and in other human beings, and certainly my love relationships. I mean, it changes everything. It affects everything. I think Larry said right when he started talking that how many people have talked about energy. Well, even Einstein said over 100 years ago is that energy is all there is. There is nothing else. Even we aren't solid. We're these lattice works of force fields, so they're the infrastructure underneath everything physical. So if you start shifting the energy, you change, and you lift yourself to a higher vibration. And so yes, it's about introvert and extrovert, but it's also about your different rhythms, your different energies, your different primary systems, and certainly male and female, just everything. But if you can get on the same wavelength with another person by just shifting your energy, you realize just how valuable this information is.
David, is Donna smiling as much as it sounds like? I've never heard somebody speak that sounds like she's smiling as much as Donna sounds like.
My mother said she was born smiling.
David, I didn't mean to cut you off right there. I was just making an observation. Well, there's some energy coming from the both of you. So, I mean, am I picking up on that somehow just by listening to you talk?
Yeah, we do have good energy, but we had to learn how to get it together because our energy was not compatible. And
who had to learn, you or him?
The book has 3 parts, and the first is called The Inherited Aspects of Love, and that has to do with what you're talking about, introversion, extroversion, a person's basic temperament, and it also has to do with your basic core energetic style, and that determines how you like to communicate, how you want to be loved, how you love. It's really built into that energy system. It's inherited. You cannot change it. All you can do is learn how to build bridges between you and a partner who is energetically very different from you, because you wouldn't be attracted. There's not the buzz to someone that's too energetically similar to you. So inherited aspects of love is the first part of the book. The second part is learned aspects of love, and that begins very early in life. That begins with your caretakers, your parents, your siblings, and those patterns, interestingly, are not just in the brain. They are coded in that energy field that you carry. So I, as a psychologist, I learned all this is in the neurons, all this is in the brain, but it's what Donna has shown me is that it's also at a different level, a more fundamental core level. And so that section of the book shows you how to change those early patterns, which is significant because it's the first time in history that people aren't stuck with what they were given in their family, and that often sets the ceiling for how good their relationships can be. So the fact that you can shift those deep patterns at the energetic level is beyond the psychological, but includes the psychological, is really profound. So then the third section is the mutually created aspects of love. So you take what you were born with, you take the inherited aspects, you take what you've learned, and you do your best with those, but then you have a clean slate together. Then you begin to create a relationship that has never existed before on the planet and will never exist again. And this section of the book helps you become more conscious about that and how to do it, so that your energies are supporting one another rather than getting in the way of one another. How you become conscious of the preciousness of this relationship, of this love, so that rather than getting caught in all the busyness of life, you're able to make that relationship the most precious thing that you have going between the two of you. It's not about your car or your house. It's about your love. And so that's a book in a real nutshell.
So a very skilled musician, let's say a cellist, somebody playing a cello, plays a beautiful, beautiful piece on the cello. And the room is filled with this beautiful vibration of music. And then here comes a kid banging a garbage can lid, bang, 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 right? It's going to disrupt the beauty in that room that everybody is experiencing. And so I'm going to use that as a way to ask this question. If I were skilled at this energy of love that you're talking about, but the person I'm trying to have a beautiful effect on, I guess, like the musician, is banging a frying pan, metaphorically speaking. He's just never going to be happy. He's always going to be angry, right? Does he affect me more than I affect him? Does his negative energy affect my positive energy more than my positive affects his negative?
Well, Larry, you're talking about the early days of our relationship.
Oh, really? Who was the cellist?
I got the garbage can.
You were the garbage can. Okay. So how long did it take for the cello to make its way through?
It can go either way, and often the more cacophonous one is the one that wins. The louder one is the one that wins. But if you really can understand, just the one that's playing the garbage can isn't doing that because the garbage can sounds better to them. That's all they know. So if the partner is able to bring them into a different wavelength, and they can register and appreciate the beauty of that, it's very compelling, and you really say, oh, there's.
So you finally got it. She had to teach you.
Than a garbage can.
Right.
In the book, I want to know, because I know you both wrote this book, but I'm going to guess that Donna wrote this sentence. It says, during sex, the mind can go a million places, checking off things on the to-do list and being totally absorbed. That is not a man. Men don't do this. We're not thinking of anything. Our brains become empty at that moment.
Do you still have disagreements?
Oh, we can, but we know how to move it. You know, you're not stuck anymore. You know how to get out of that energy. So I mean, these tools will last for you for the rest of your life. So it doesn't mean that you can't get into trouble again, but you see it very, very differently. You experience it very differently, and you're not stuck. And so all throughout this book and our first book, Energy Medicine, are all these tools that everybody can use to change the energy of any situation or in their body.
Do you know we have
our own experimental case?
Yeah,
because we are, as Donna said in the beginning, we are not easily compatible. So we would, as we were writing the book, we'd get into arguments, and we'd say, okay, let's see, how did we get out of that one, and then we'd write about it.
What happens when a child is not brought up in a loving, high energy environment, and then all of a sudden that part of him is foreign to him, and then he gets older, and then he sees this energy of positiveness around other people? Will it be easy for him to go over to that area, or does it need a lot of work?
It really depends on so many factors, but for many kids that have tough upbringing, it never changes. They choose a partner that continues the pattern, and their relationships may be miserable. And as I was saying, what's really exciting about some of the new tools that are available from therapy, from energy medicine, from energy psychology, is that there's more and more possibility of very consciously shifting those deep patterns. And so it's not like they don't have a lot to deal with. I mean, they've got a garbage can and a lid is their basic instrument that they're coming into their new adult relationships with. But there's a lot of hope for your life, your intimate life, to be better than your parents' intimate life, and that's a real evolution in consciousness.
That is awesome, because I often wonder why it can't be genetic. I often wonder why couples that were really good together have children who have couples that are really good together, and it goes on, and the exact opposite happens as well. And with exceptions too. Well, okay, this book is going to help you. It's called The Energies of Love, and they were kind enough to send us a copy. And now I'd like to give it away. If you call me and ask for it, I'll put your name on it. It'll be waiting for you. The book is written by Donna Eden and David Feinstein. How did I do that time? Feinstein. I always never know how to say it. Feinstein. Okay. The book that I have, I'm going to give away. I need to have a website from you two. Let me give this one away first. Good morning. You're on the air. You've got the book. Who's this?
Good morning, everyone. This is Mary. I sure would like that book, and I thank you so much.
All right, Mary, it'll be waiting for you.
All right, take care.
Thank you. All right, Donna and David, how do we get the book?
The website is the same as the name of the book, www.theenergies, plural, theenergiesoflove.com, theenergiesoflove.com, and the book comes out in the bookstores tomorrow, and if you pre-order it today, there are some wonderful bonuses that we're giving away with it, and there's a video course that accompanies it, so that you learn all about that at that website. Yes.
Okay.
And there's also a Facebook page, which is just facebook.com/Donna Eden Energy Medicine on Facebook. But the book is theenergiesoflove.com.
Donna and David, thank you both for being on the air with us today. This is really a fascinating topic, and I'm looking forward to learning more myself, so I'll be on your website as well, theenergiesoflove.com. Thank you both for doing what you're doing and making the world a better place.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that smile, Donna. I never heard somebody smile so much.
Yeah.
I can hear your smile. All right, we'll be right back.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. Video of a brutal murder by militants is authenticated.
President Obama says Americans will not be intimidated by the horrific beheading of Stephen Sotlov at a news conference in Estonia. He said the nation's objective is clear, and that is to degrade and destroy the Islamist State. Short of that, he said the goal is to shrink the group's
sphere of influence, its effectiveness.
The president emphasized having a regional strategy when it comes to dealing with ISIS.
Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland. Home Depot investigating a possible data breach.
I'm getting ready to go in and buy a dishwasher with a credit card, so I'm going to have to rethink this.
One man in Claremont, California. Security experts say culprits of the possible breach may be the same group of hackers suspected in the Target breach. And in New York City, organizers of the world's largest St. Patrick's Day parade say they're ending a ban allowing a gay group to march under its own banner for the first time. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
On March 3rd last year, Henry W. faced his own death with incredible courage. He wasn't in an accident. He wasn't ill. He wasn't in any danger. But he faced this reality head on. If he died, his wife and children wouldn't be able to pay the mortgage, make the car payments, or keep up the life they'd had. His family would lose everything. So he picked up the phone and called AIG Direct. He found out that through AIG Direct, he could get a $250,000 life insurance policy for less than $14 a month. Now, he knows that he's helped make his family's future secure, no matter what happens to him.
Protecting your family with coverage through AIG Direct is fast, easy, and incredibly affordable. Call AIG Direct right now for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you can save up to 70%. Call now. 1-800-887-7372. That's 1-800-887-7372. 1-800-887-7372.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Job interviewers want to know that you're interested in that particular job at that particular company, not just any job. What's the number one dating behavior that 95% of people say is a huge turnoff? Being a picky eater. Add some color to your workspace. When deadlines are looming, adding a splash of blue or green will reduce anxiety and improve your focus.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for